The investigation into Strain began as a corruption probe into a prisoner work release program he privatized. Inmates would work jobs in the community and stay at the jail-like facility at night, with the owners of the work release taking a majority of their pay. But that corruption investigation took a turn, as Katie Moore explains.
I'm telling you that I have no interest. No family member of mine has an interest. No relative in any capacity has an interest. No in-laws or outlaws or anything else. This is a very straightforward business.
They really think they're above the law.
It's hard not knowing where he is. And then knowing if he's dead or alive.
The public first started paying attention to what was happening with the St.Tammany work release programs when inmates had escaped from them in 2013.
40-year-old Jonathan Leger led police on a chase through Mandeville Wednesday night.
Multiple law enforcement agencies swarmed the LaRondra area Thursday looking for Chris Ricker, a St. Tammany work release inmate.
Those escapes led family members to start speaking out about what they saw as a lack of oversight of the inmates. They worked at jobs in the community during the day and went back to the work release facilities, prison-like barracks, at night.
Where's your emergency? Yeah, we've got a guy. He's not breathing. I think he's dead.
Inmates died of drug overdoses at the facilities.
I know I wasn't in that facility at one point for 5 months straight. Literally, I did not set foot there for 5 months.
Others we interviewed were living far away from the work release facility in Covington. All of it led to questions about the no-bid contracts two privately owned companies had to run both the one in Covington and St. Tammany Workforce Solutions in Slidell. The owners all had close ties to Sheriff Strain. But in 2014, another escape led Strain to shut down the Covington site.
Sheriff Jack Strain says after 3 recent escapes of inmates in this program, including one today, he just can't guarantee that won't happen again. But instead of blaming security measures here, he blames reckless journalism.
There's been a great deal of reporting of incidents that happened years ago, and maybe that reckless journalism is some of the reason that some of the inmates felt that it was an opportunity for them to take advantage of it.
He sent most of the Covington inmates to the Slidell work release, run by a company he was closely tied to. In 2017, our exclusive report pulled back the curtain on those ties. Longtime friends of Strain's, David Hansen and Clifford Skip Keene, were given sweetheart deals to run the facility. They would later plead guilty to bribing and kicking back money to Strain from the work release in a federal corruption case that Strain himself has yet to be tried for. What began as an investigation into a kickback scheme involving former St. Tammany Parish Sheriff Jack Strain has evolved into allegations of sexual abuse. As law enforcement dug into the corruption case, alleged victims started to come forward. At least 4 men and women accused Strain of a number of sex crimes and even incest. Mark Finn said he was one of them.
He used to molest me. I say it started probably around 6 years old, up to 12 years old. And then he got to the point that he started raping me.
Finn was an inmate in and out of the Slidell work release program for years. He says Strain helped him to get breaks in the criminal justice system along the way. 3 months after Finn told his story to us and the Times-Picayune New Orleans Advocate, Strain was arrested in St. Tammany Parish on sex crimes charges involving several victims.
DA Warren Montgomery announced here at the courthouse today that the grand jury here in St. Tammany has indicted Strain on 6 counts.
Strain will be tried for 4 counts of aggravated rape, 2 counts of aggravated incest, indecent behavior with a juvenile, and sexual battery. The allegations dated back to a time when Strain was a teenager himself, but stretch into his time as St. Tammany Sheriff, arguably one of the most powerful in the state. Now the longtime sheriff could face life in prison if convicted. Katie Moore, Eyewitness News.
We will continue to have extensive coverage of this story. This week, Erica will be on the North Shore in the courtroom throughout the trial to bring us updates.